think we're live. Let's see. Live streaming. Stream now. And stream health. So it looks like we're good. Wow, those are really bright. We'll have to change that at some point. So let's see if we can see how many people. 0 watching.
That's okay.
That's all right.
That's okay.
So let's see. Can we do something with stream health? Good. Cool. So now you may have to take that other link because that's not going to work. So if you click here on the AN and then do Creator Studio, and then if you click on View Channel, and then take this link, unless we want to push it through Facebook.
Oh, I think we should do this.
Okay. Let's see if. So I guess we're good. So let's see if we can do the video. Anyway, that's not going to work, I guess. So we'll get started. So I'm Andrew Nemeth, and this is my lovely wife, Amanda Nemeth.
Hi, guys.
So what we're going to do is we're going to review the Alderman meeting from May 16th, 2017. Go over that today. Some highlights, kind of what happened. There's some neat stuff that did go on. Potentially impacts the city, so we definitely want to review all of that. The next thing that we want to do is kind of explain what we're hoping to do with the channel overall, and describe some of the different things. So I guess we'll get started. The overall meeting always starts with Pledge of Allegiance. Unfortunately, the one of the local pastors was unable to attend. So there wasn't a prayer, but one of the biggest things is there was a public hearing regarding the rezoning of property near the prison for light industrial use and the annexation of said property. So it's the Hillview Drive on Old Route 66 right by the prison, and I'll show everybody if I can find there was a Google map. Hold on a minute. I guess I could have been a little bit more prepared. And if we do this. And I think if we do this. So the property is, yeah, look at that.
Look at that. It's a map.
The stream health is going poorly. I think you can turn off your video in there maybe if you do live dashboard. Right there. Let's see if, because the stream health is definitely dying. I think we have too many videos going on. Let me see if I can turn this off. I thought we could turn off the video. I'll just close this one out since you have it. Maybe that'll help the stream health. So anyway, this is the property, and the reason that they want to annex this is because there's a potential
trying to get my head out of the box.
There's a potential purchaser of the land, and they want to definitely do some light industrial. The neat thing about it, I guess, is a couple things. Number one, it could bring jobs to the city. It obviously could have a huge tax benefit to the city. The concern is the citizens in that area definitely brought some concerns about this to the public, and we definitely want to make sure that we do the right thing for that. However, we definitely also have to balance both ends of it. So balance what the citizens want plus balance exactly what the city needs. So there is a public hearing that is still open. The next meeting, which I believe is on June 6th, that public hearing will still be available because we did leave it open. If anybody else did want to come and speak, and it is June 6th is the next meeting, for anybody that has concerns. So
what kind of concerns were there?
There was concerns with some of the citizens thinking that it's going to bring additional traffic to their area. They definitely live in a pretty wooded, kind of rural part of town, which is pretty cool. That they definitely believe this could hurt some of the rural nature of their area. So we definitely want...
So is that area currently woods? Like there's nothing there?
The current one does have a couple houses on it, and it does kind of back up to, let's see if we can kind of Route 66 here, and then definitely on Hillview Drive. And then obviously when and if it does happen, we would definitely want to obviously get everybody's opinion and then ensure that any type of entrances and exits and all of that definitely fit in with not only the area, but also fit in kind of with what the citizens want. So definitely if anybody has any concerns or questions about it, you should definitely bring those to the meeting on June 6th and ensure that we can hear your opinion on that. So that was kind of the first thing that we talked about.
With the houses that are on there, are those staying on there?
We're not really sure just yet.
Do people live there?
The gentleman who owns it, I'm not 100% sure if he actually lives on the property at the moment.
Okay.
But overall, it is something that there's people that live kind of as you go up Hillview Drive.
Okay.
And their biggest concern is that definitely that could add more traffic and whatnot to their place of residence.
So what kind of things are they looking to build there?
We're not 100% sure yet exactly what he wants to do. Kind of the first step is annexing into the city. So that way part of that property goes from St. Louis County to the city of Pacific. And then the next step would be talking about rezoning and then eventually working on exactly how they're going to use it and what they want to do there.
So I guess for the people that really don't understand, what does annex mean? And when you have a property that's being annexed?
So currently they are part of the city of St. Louis or St. Louis County, and annexing pretty much brings it into Pacific, and then they're allowed to use Pacific services and stuff. So
they're going to be part of Franklin County then?
They will be part of Franklin County and city of Pacific.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
And what kind of benefits does that have for the landowner?
The landowner, then it allows him to be a part of the city, so any city services and stuff like that, and then it also allows the city to get the tax revenue and everything associated with that, which is pretty cool.
Okay, so that's a good thing for us. That's what we're looking for, right?
Yeah, it's a good thing for the city because it definitely could bring in more tax revenue, which is what we're always looking for. Definitely, we just want to make sure that everybody knows that lives in the area and that they can bring any of their concerns to the June 6th meeting. So it's a pretty big deal.
Awesome. That sounds like a big deal. I feel like I completely understand the benefits for the city and also understand why citizens that live in the area would have concern.
Yep. Okay. Absolutely. Yeah, pretty cool.
So that's still open and still being discussed?
Yeah, the public forum is definitely still open. So if anybody has any concerns, they should definitely bring them on June 6th. Excellent.
Okay. Next.
Very cool. So the next thing was we did elect the acting president of the board. It was Mike Pigg for quite a while, and now Carol Johnson. So congratulations to Carol Johnson.
Whoa! Congratulations, President Carol.
Yeah. So if the mayor, at least what I understand, if the mayor is unable to attend, Carol would definitely be in charge. So that's pretty cool. Good for Carol.
If the mayor's on vacation, Carol's
I believe if the mayor's on
The
vacation
lady to
or
go
the
to?
mayor had a previous obligation or something to that effect, Carol would run the meeting and be in charge. So,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Well, that's a big deal. That's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
So
that's
congrats,
really
Carol.
neat. Congrats, Carol Johnson. She's been, I don't know exactly how long, but she's been alderman for quite a long time. So
Yeah, I think on and off, right? She had like a couple of years off and
I
then
think so,
came back on, and we got to spend the whole day with Carol on election day.
We did.
And really kind of get to know her, and she's a pretty cool lady. So
yeah, we definitely enjoyed it.
yeah.
It was very, very neat. So
Well, congratulations, Carol. It's very cool.
yeah, very, very good. So the other thing that we did is elected some people to planning and zoning, park board, and everything like that. And Nick Kabowski stayed on the planning and zoning commission, which is really neat. And then I was put on the park board.
So what does that mean?
I'm not 100% sure just yet.
Okay.
But it's going to mean that I would assume, participate in anything relating to the park. So I would assume decisions, any type of meetings that are held, and any definite citizen inquiries or citizen concerns with the park. I would definitely be a part of those obligations and decisions, which is pretty neat.
Okay. And our friend and previous alder lady,
Well, it's actually aldermen, even if you're a female. So Heather Philly is definitely a part of the park board also.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah, really, really neat.
What are the other committees, just for the record?
Some of the other committees, and I don't think we did any with those if I remember off the top of my head: industrial development, cemetery, tourism, genealogy, and building advisory. And I believe there's still some open positions, so if anybody would like to be a part of those, you should definitely reach out to your alderman or alderperson or alderwoman, and you could definitely be a part of some of those, which is pretty neat.
So what does that entail exactly? Do you know? I mean, being a part of those committees, what would the citizens of Pacific have to do?
They meet on a regular basis to discuss concerns. I believe it's once a month, if I remember off the top of my head correctly.
Okay.
And then anything that we want to do in relation to those, like for instance, Steve Flannery is a part of, Steve Flannery III is a part of the park board. So you would work in conjunction with him and the park board and to get some different things going. So whether it's, building different things on it, keeping it clean, adding different things to the park, we would definitely be a part of that, which is really neat.
Okay. So it's a volunteer basis, yes?
It is, absolutely.
Okay, but it's one way for the citizens to get involved and stay involved?
Absolutely. Lots of good participation, so it's very exciting.
Okay.
And I really hope this is working because we're dropping... The internet is extremely slow at the moment.
Well, I'm still streaming on my end, so it looks like it's working.
Okay. I guess we'll leave it alone then.
Our stream health is orange, so it's not horrendous.
All right. I think the dogs are digging at the carpet.
I think the dogs are burying stuff in the kitchen.
Perfect.
Underneath the floorboards for later.
The other thing that we did discuss was a conditional use permit for property located at 118 West Watson Street, which there's a gentleman that's going to turn it into an auto transmission shop. He's moving into the city of Pacific, which is really neat.
Another business coming in.
Which is really, really cool. And we did approve that, which is really cool. And I'm going to have to start taking better notes, but from what he said, it's really, really neat, and it'll definitely be another business in town. And he does big, heavy truck transmissions, so really,
it's
really cool.
For large vehicles, not small.
Correct.
Does he do both or just?
I think it's mostly commercial, if I remember off the top of my head correctly. So that's really neat, and we will get better at these over time, and I will take better notes in the future.
Yeah.
So we can discuss this a little bit more intelligently, but.
Someday we're going to look back on this and be like, oh my gosh, remember our first podcast? It was awful. But we got great mics, so that's a win.
What we did. So hopefully people can hear us a lot better now than they could in our previous video cast. And we will work on the internet because I think it is a little goofy. But the other thing that we talked about... We had some unfinished business, which just bringing our codes up to the state. So electrical codes, ordinances, stuff like that, and we approved all of those bills, which was really cool. The other nice thing is we did approve the finances for the fireworks display for July 4th.
What? Was that
Huge
your
fan of
favorite part of the
fireworks.
meeting?
Yes. Yes,
Oh.
absolutely.
Friends
Which is
watching.
really neat.
Wait until 4th of July gets closer
Oh,
and Andy gets
goodness.
super excited about fireworks.
Yep. And we did waive inspection fees for any properties that were damaged in the flood. And that is properties that can be immediately lived in again. Any properties that are over 50% damage, there is a different system that you do have to work through. So you don't necessarily get your fees waived for that, but anybody that can very quickly rehab their home and get back in, and it's under 50%, that allows you to be able to get a permit waived, which is really, really neat.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yep, absolutely. And we did that back in 2015 also. So it's pretty
Okay.
much the same exact program that existed in December or January of 2015 for the previous flood.
Excellent.
And then hopefully we're not going to see any floods for a while.
Oh my gosh, two 500-year floods in 2 years?
Yes.
Is that what I heard?
Yes.
Yes.
So lots to do on that. And then there is some cool stuff for Ward 3. So let me bring up the map here.
Yes, another map.
Yeah, we get to look at another map. So this is a map of where the Pilot Travel Center is. So on the other side of the bridge, all the way to past City Hall. We are going after a grant to be able to fund a sidewalk from Pilot all the way down to City Hall. Whoops. I guess all the way down to
This
City
way.
Hall. Yeah. I need to scoot over. There we go. That'll be a little bit better. So all the way down to City Hall, which would be really, really neat. And if that goes through, sometime soon, hopefully, we would be able to get that project started and finished. So a couple of things that it would do. It made, number one, people can safely or would be able to safely cross and walk from Pilot all the way to City Hall, especially at the 44 intersection, which is this right here, which is really difficult with the Hogan Road. I think you can see it there. And the crossing for the 44 West entrance ramp is a little challenging. This would allow us to be able to clean that up a little bit. Hopefully we wouldn't be able to put any signals in, but hopefully some painted crosswalks along with the sidewalk. And then you would also be able to not only cross there, use the sidewalk that already exists under the bridge, but then be able to go from there all the way down to City Hall and actually past City Hall a little bit, which is really, really neat. So we're definitely,
feel like
we
that's
approved,
amazing.
Yeah, we approved the ability for Steve Roth to go after that and see if we can get that funded, which would be really neat.
So have there been many people asking for that? Because it doesn't seem like that's a place where a ton of people walk, but I know, like, getting off on that exo every day, there are always people walking right there.
There's a lot of people there.
I
So
always
people,
wonder where they're coming from and where they're going, though.
Well, the thing that it'll do also is people on the north side of the freeway now, which is where we live, and then people on the other side of Pilot. So if you're standing in front of Pilot, people on the left side and people on the right side really have no convenient and or safe way to be able to go to the south side of the freeway. So either accessing restaurants or walking downtown, they don't have the ability to do that. This would enable a safe basically path here at the Pilot Center, especially for them to be able to cross, which would be really, really neat. And they can go and then we can mill around. You could ride bikes, all that kind of stuff. And there are people that work at the Pilot that walk to the Pilot. And I'm sure there's people that live on the right side and the left side that do walk, and that will allow them a much better safe passage through that intersection.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll allow us a safe path to get milkshakes with the dogs.
That would be really neat. I would also venture a guess that we could purchase bicycles.
What?
And then that would allow us to be able to do that, which would also be really cool.
The dogs don't ride bicycles, though.
We could. Yes, absolutely, which would be really, really neat. So yeah, that was cool. So we talked about that, and that's definitely going to be asked for. So that's really cool. And then let me get back to the top here.
Can we take the box down?
Oh, it doesn't show that box.
Oh, okay, good.
But I can remove it if you like.
No, it's fine if it
There you
doesn't
go.
show it. I was confused by it.
There was a concern at Presley Glass off of basically by the inn on Thornton Road that has kind of a weird barrier that they definitely want to get rid of because it's a little dangerous. So we discussed that. And they are able to remove that, which is really neat. We had a public works update and talking about sludge removal from the lagoon. I guess over time and even with the floods, more sludge could get in there. And then as they do water treatment, and that sounds pretty gross.
I feel like you should have had some sort of picture to put up about sludge, just for visual effect.
Should have had Dan Ron here, and he would have been able to discuss sludge pretty
in
well,
detail.
I would assume. So we talked about that and getting that worked on. The track hoe, I guess, has an issue, so we're working on getting, figuring out exactly what's wrong with the track hoe and getting that taken care of. Then there was some discussion on park roofing bids, so getting a lot of the parks and other buildings new roofs. So that's still being discussed in different quotes and all that kind of stuff. I think they're opening the bids back up to ensure that we get not only accurate bids, but also get everybody that wants to be a part of it, and then we'll definitely make those decisions.
So, question,
Yes.
Speaking of parks and roofs, has there been any further detailed talk about restrooms at the ballpark?
There hasn't. I believe it went back out for bid, if I remember right. Flannery was potentially going to attend. He must be busy, but that's definitely something that we can discuss with him. But as far as I know at the moment, it's still out for bid because the last bids that we discussed were pretty astronomical. So they definitely want to go back and make sure that we can do it affordably and do it responsibly for the citizens of Pacific. So,
okay, just curious on an update on that because that is one thing that I hear about often.
Yes.
Especially with summer approaching and being able to use that area a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure.
On an update, I do have the definition of sludge.
Okay.
And it is thick, soft, wet mud or a similar mixture of liquid and solid components, especially the product of an industrial or refining process. Other words, mud, muck, ooze, alluvium.
Alluvium.
Yeah, isn't that exciting?
That is exciting.
I know. I like it. I don't recommend Googling pictures of sludge, though. It's not very pleasant.
All right. I adjusted the stream a little bit, so we'll see if that goes any better. It's really jumping a lot tonight. Anyway, so yeah, sludge removal. Then we also talked about Steve Roth is still working on the budget. So I believe we gave him till about August. There was a lot of stuff with the floods, so he's definitely still working on getting the budget going so we can have a public discussion and get that out there, which is really cool. We also made the decision to hire the website company, Civic One, which is really neat. And we're also adding a discussion point to make sure that we can get them to help us get our Facebook page back up and running.
What?
Yeah, Facebook. I don't know if anybody follows other municipalities in the area, but Eureka used that significantly to their advantage to get people out. Not that we didn't have a lot of public participation with sandbagging in the flood efforts.
We did, but compared to surrounding areas.
Eureka definitely used that, and we definitely want to make sure that we can get that to our advantage, and that will definitely be a part of the website process to get that whole thing figured out, which is really, really cool. There's the potential for bill payment, being able to easier access city code, and a lot of different things to be able to go on there and really be able to do your business with the city much more efficiently. And bill pay would be really neat for water and all of that, so people won't have to drop checks off anymore, which is really, really cool.
That, yes. I think with the younger generation coming up, I also think with the older generation being very avid on Facebook, a lot of people use it now for learning and what's happening around like their area. Right. I know we do. We don't necessarily use it for social media to post things about ourselves, but we use it to find out what's happening and to figure out what's happening with our area.
For sure.
You know, concerts, things that are going on at the Opera House. Yep. I feel like things in Pacific places are really good at posting things. But if we had one main page to kind of share and get, what's going on out. I know we were talking to a school board member the other day, and he said he didn't even know that school was canceled during the flood because there wasn't really a quick way to tell everyone what was going on.
Yep.
And if you don't follow the schools because you don't have kids or whatever, you don't know. So
absolutely,
I think that that's an amazing idea. And I already did that.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Okay. Doesn't seem to be working though.
I think it's, very cool. Okay.
Let's see if we can share this again. I don't know if that'll help or not, but let's see. Live now.
Sorry. This is our pause for technical sharing, I guess.
Yeah. But then it says we're not. Anyway, we're going to figure all this out, I promise, at some point. So.
Someday we're going to get good at this.
Yeah. Maybe we should switch it over to Facebook.
No, it's fine.
Okay. All right. We're good. So let's see. So website selection, all of that, which is really cool. And that was really about it. Like there wasn't really anything else other than that. It was pretty basic meeting. Not a lot of things to go over. The meeting was kind of a little bit of catch up from the abbreviated meeting that we had the week of the flood.
Okay.
And definitely there will be a lot more coming up. But the cool thing is a lot of what we're starting to talk a lot more about, which should get a lot more prevalent at the meetings, is new businesses coming in. By the way, B&H Market, you gotta go. We'll actually be running over there after this to go pick up our dinner, which is pretty cool. And it is unbelievable. Their grand opening weekend is coming up, a Memorial Weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think, if I remember right, they may have some Bigfoots there, and it's going to be a pretty big party. So
Bigfoot's like the truck?
Yeah. Did you know Bigfoot is in our town? Like, their headquarters is in Pacific.
That. But on a side note, I do remember as like a 9-year-old child going to see Bigfoot at the Silver Dome in Pontiac, Michigan.
Wow. And
having a pennant that said Bigfoot hanging in my bedroom because my dad thought it was really cool and he bought it for me.
That is pretty cool.
So, even small town girls from Michigan can love Pacific Bigfoot.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. When we moved here, I thought that was really cool because I knew what it was and who they were, I guess. So that's cool. Well, because the cafe is named after Bigfoot, right?
Yes,
in B&H Market?
Is. Yep.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
People are still getting the waiting banner, so hold on.
Okay.
Yep, let's see.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
People are still getting the waiting banner, so hold on. Yep, let's see.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Let's see if this link works.
Okay.
That link works. Let's try this again here. So Andrew Nemeth, post. Let's see if this link works.
Okay.
That link works. Let's try this again here. Andrew Nemeth, post. Publish. Sorry, everybody. Let's share this bad boy. Share to a page. Posting as specific. Publish. Sorry, everybody. Share again. Share this bad boy. Share to a page. Share on my timeline. We're gonna figure this out someday. Share to a page. Share on Amanda. Amanda Nemeth. We're gonna figure this might get us some viewers now.
Okay.
Share to a page. Let's see. Still dropping a crap load of frames though. I don't understand what's happening. Nick Cosby
get us
commented.
now.
Hasn't started.
Okay.
Let's see. Still dropping a crap load of frames. I don't understand what's happening. See, people want to watch. Hasn't started.
Okay.
But that event thing is all jacked up.
What do you mean?
Well, I couldn't get it to work on the event page. Well, we have 3 viewers now, though. See, people want to watch. But that event thing is all jacked up.
I still have just one watching, which is myself, I think.
Well, I couldn't
But I'm
get it to
green
work
for
on
live
the
stream
event
health.
page. Oh, good. Well, we have 3 viewers
Oh,
now, though.
back to orange.
I think. But that event thing is all jacked
I
up.
still have. But when I click on the link in the comments, it takes me right to it.
Oh, good.
Oh, back to orange. And it shows us. But when I
Well, now we have 2 because I'm watching.
It takes me right to it.
Oh, good.
And it shows us.
Goodness. I don't know why this event. Now we have 2 because. Oh, because people are trying to get in here. That's why. Oh, it is working. I don't know why this event. Maybe. Oh, because people are trying to get in here. That's why. Events. Oh, it is working. I don't know why this here.
I mean, I just clicked on the events and it popped us right up again.
Live dashboard, 5 watching. Events. Is anybody actually watching?
Can you hear us? Please
Yeah.
text us.
Live dashboard, 5 watching. So 5 people. That's good.
Can you hear us? Please text us.
Just confused. I hope that people. I wish somebody would comment back.
Can you hear us? Please text us.
Just confused. I hope that people. Now it says 2. I wish somebody would comment back. Which I would gather is us.
I would assume that's probably us.
Just confused. I hope that people. Now it says 2. I wish somebody would comment back. Which I would gather is us.
I would assume that's probably us.
Is it working now? Kristen Finney commented now. Nick Cosby commented. Is it working now? Cool, I see you talking.
Really?
Very good. Thank you, Nick.
We're talking?
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's great. Wonder what else we can talk about tonight. Because we do have a few minutes left.
Okay. Why? How long?
1 hour. Thank you, Nick.
1 hour?
1 hour, babe.
What the heck are we going to
That's
talk about
great.
for an hour?
I know. What else we can talk about? I
Well.
wish there was. Because we do have a few minutes left.
Okay. Why? Oh, thanks, Nick. My scarf game is on point. I do my best. What the heck are we going to talk about for an hour?
Nick, you could come down and watch live.
All right, so. Oh, thanks, Nick. My scarf game is on point. Let's talk about getting El Agave for dinner.
That's a great idea. Nick, you could come down and watch live. I like that, babe. That's very nice.
So. Oh, thanks,
El
Nick.
Agave
My
would be
scarf
really
game is on
delicious.
point. Let's talk about getting El Agave for dinner.
That's a great idea.
Is there anything that's happening at future meetings that would drive people to need to or want to go? I guess the whole thing is that you're trying to do is to get people to go to meetings or get more involved in them. And I'm just curious to know what would be a reason for me to go to the next meeting.
Well, I think there's a couple of things. I think, first of all, that's a very good question.
Oh, I get a high five
High
for
five for
that.
that.
And anybody who knows me knows I do not enjoy the high
I
five.
love a good high five.
You do. It's true.
So there's a couple things, I guess. First off, if you want to see the city change or you want to see different things in the city, you got to attend meetings. You have to go. And the reason is it allows you to get your voice out. So at the beginning of every meeting, when you walk in, On the back table is the agenda, different bills or ordinances we're going to introduce or talk about or potentially approve. And there's also speaker cards. So you got to do is write your name, you fill out a speaker card, and you can talk about pretty much anything. Anything that you have concerns with, anything that you want brought to the table, anything that you would like to see different. And it allows you to voice your opinion and be a part of change with the city and be a part of the city moving forward.
Really?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And if, I don't know, like if people want to see change and they want to see different things, you gotta participate. We're going to do a lot of stuff like this, and I promise that we'll get all the links right someday. To hopefully help with that. And once we get all of that going, that will definitely help. But the biggest thing is ensuring that when you are wanting to see different things or you want to see change, that you bring those things to the meetings. And also coming to the meetings allows you to then be a part of the things that we are discussing. So the meeting minutes or agenda does come out on the website usually about Monday before the meeting, if I remember right. Let's see if I can figure this out here.
No, it's okay. We
don't have to show it. But on the Pacific Mo website, the meeting minutes do usually come out on Monday. It's under agendas for the administration, I believe, under part.
Okay. So
And
the
then-
agenda for the following day's meeting.
Correct.
Okay.
Sometimes it's out on Friday, but usually Mondays because there's usually a lot of time and effort that Kim has to put in to kind of throw the whole thing together.
Sure, that's a big job.
And then it really ensures that you can read up and see what you like, see what concerns you have with what's on there. Kind of take some notes and bring your speaker card, put it up at the
Sure, that's a big job.
where the mayor sits in the middle, and then the mayor will call on you when it's speaker time, which is usually at the beginning. And then you can bring your opinion or idea or concern forward. Put it up at the, and that will allow people to definitely get involved and participate in anything that's going on in the city.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
absolutely.
So the goal of our webcast, I guess, is what?
Which is badass, by the way, I must say. The goal of this is to really get people informed. There's a couple things that we're going to try to do, I guess. With the Alderman page, which is what we're on now, hopefully everybody got to get connected, see some different things. The goal of the Alderman page is to really review meetings, anything exciting going on in the city, anything city related. We definitely want to make sure that we're getting on here. We did try to do a flood video cast. Unfortunately, the internet did not cooperate.
I was so
And
sad
we did
'cause
not
that was
get
so
to
good.
air that. We did video one with Dan, but the video was terrible because we didn't really, the setup wasn't that good at that point. We have revamped the studio. And
I want an air quote that. This is pretty real.
It's really getting there. It's really, really cool. That allowed us to really ensure that we can, if the internet does go down, we should be able to record them, and then we can put them up at the internet when the internet comes back up. As I'm sure everybody is aware that lives in Eagles View, internet is a hot commodity here, and trying to get good internet is an even bigger issue. And I believe even today, with what we're trying to broadcast, we're even having some technical difficulties. Hopefully the video is coming through in the audio. We did finally get the audio to sync with our lips. So what we do say definitely is not like some of those old style movies where, and then it comes through. So that was pretty cool. And then we did start up a Pacific Missouri News and Information page, which we're hoping to use for any type of community events. We're definitely going to do a lot of interviews on this page and the Pacific Missouri News and Information page. Like talking to Matt Trower, and I talked to Sean, who I don't remember what his last name is, on the school board, getting them in, having some discussions about what is the school board, what does it do, how can we help, and getting some information out there for stuff like that. Talking to some other aldermen to make sure that we can get information from them on specific issues in their wards or any concerns that they might have, or just some public discussion. The goal in the end would also be by having the live setup that we're trying to do through Facebook, which obviously we're still having some challenges with, is to also kind of get a live chat going that would enable us to definitely take questions, get some answers out there, and obviously we're still working on that as well.
Oh yeah, I mean practice makes perfect.
Yep.
Can I get any more? Never give up. You can do it. We're gonna be great someday.
We are.
The best comes to those who wait. I don't. These are all things that your parents are supposed to tell you.
Why not? It's pretty awesome.
I think so. I think someday it'll be great. I think it'll also be great to just get to know people.
Yep.
And understand why they're doing what they're doing. So, my question on our first real kind of podcast after you're elected, video webcast, you are the most recent alderman elected.
Myself and Greg, and Carol was re-elected.
Yes.
But myself and Greg Ron, Greg's in Ward 2, yes, in Ward 2, and Greg and I are the newest aldermen to the dais.
So I guess what we can kind of discuss for our last 20 minutes is a little bit about you and why you wanted to be an alderman. I know, it's like the question that everyone asks, right? If you answer it 8,000 times, eventually people will stop asking.
Should I just give the history of myself?
No. Yes. Maybe.
So back in 1974, December 6th to be exact, I was born to Sharon and Dave and Sharon Nemo. In Terre Haute, Indiana.
Oh my goodness, I don't know this kind of time.
Real high class operation there in Terre Haute, Indiana. Hoping I'm not offending anybody from Terre Haute, Indiana. So yeah, I was born there, moved to St. Louis when I was a child, lived in Baldwin, lived in Manchester, and then lived most of the rest of my life till 2012 in Michigan, from about 89 to 2012. 89 was when the Bad Boys were around, the Pistons.
Oh my gosh.
We actually moved
Next
to
podcast,
Michigan.
I can wear my Bad Boys t-shirt.
Absolutely.
Anybody who was at the Eagles last Thursday night would have seen it.
They actually brought the logo back for the new ones.
I heard that you had said that.
It doesn't really relate to Missouri, unfortunately.
Anybody who was at the Eagles no, it just shows our character. We're
look at that.
Part of the Bad Boys reunite. Whoa, that's a great background.
Yeah, we can bring the Arch in, which is pretty cool.
What? What's up, Arch?
What's up, STL? Look, shadowing. Man, this is working really good. So, moved to Pacific in December of 2015. Bought our first house, which we're really excited about. And we were able to build this cool little studio here in the basement. And I don't know, I think the first few months of being here, about the first 6 months, we didn't really meet a lot of people just yet. And then all of a sudden, just caught on. Like, we got a membership to the Eagles, we met the Phillies, we met the Godfreys, we met Nick and Anna Wagoner. And we met a lot of people in the sub, and then we started meeting a lot of people throughout the city. And Heather told me that she was not going to rerun due to a little bit of a heavier obligation at her job for the moment. And I don't know, I thought it'd be cool to be a part of the change in the city and bring a new viewpoint, bring new information, just a different opinion to the city and do some cool stuff. And I don't know, I've lived in a lot of places, and I don't know if I've lived in a cooler place.
I don't think so. I mean...
Well, wait. You don't think so? Or...
I don't think so.
We haven't lived in a cooler place. I just want to make sure we cleared that up, because that could have been, no, we don't, or yes, we do. But no, I think, I can guarantee we haven't lived in a place as cool as specifically.
I can guarantee that the small town feel of Pacific, Missouri is amazing.
Yes.
Going into anywhere. We were at B&H last week, the day after it opened, and ran into, 3 people that we knew?
Yep.
That hasn't happened to us in years.
Or ever.
Well, I mean, I grew up in a really small town in Michigan, so I am used to that, and didn't think I missed it until we moved here. I was craving the big city life for a long time, and we got to do that for several years. And then moving here, it kind of brings it all back around, full circle. So it's amazing to be from a small town where almost everybody knows everybody, but it's more of a, we're all watching out for each other. I've never had neighbors that on
We'll
the
come and
drop
make
of a
sure
hat,
that
we'll
you
make
turn
sure your
off your
fireplace is
fireplace.
shut off.
And also the participation with the flood. Like, there was so many people packing sandbags to do their part in trying to save not only private homes for private citizens, but also, I don't know, the brew house downtown. Like, even though unfortunately the wall wasn't tall enough, I guess, ultimately for the brew house, the water went higher. I don't know, like, people stacked sandbags around the entire brew house to try to save it. Even though,
I mean, you're absolutely right, and a lot of those people that were down there working were not people that were affected by the flood. There were several people from our neighborhood.
Yep,
that-
and prisoners too,
that
which
were down
came to
there.
help,
Oh,
which was
I
unbelievable.
heard about that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people
that's
from the
kinda cool.
prison, they enjoyed the food a lot, from what I was told, and they were also
Yeah,
a big
did
help.
Brown Cherries have barbecue
I
down there
think
or
so.
something? Yeah.
They were also a huge help in the
I heard about
aftermath
that
with the
later.
cleanup, which was really cool too. So.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so that was really, really neat. Actually, I think they were a much larger part of the cleanup than they were in the beginning part, but still, like, that was unbelievable.
That's the part nobody wants to do, right?
Right, that's the hardest part, getting bulldozers, cleaning up wet sandbags, not
That
a
doesn't
good
sound
time.
like fun at all.
Yeah, so.
And I don't know about you. Well, I do know about you. Neither one of us are really strong enough to be throwing wet sandbags around.
I'm extremely weak with physical strength.
For no other reason than you're just wimpy.
Yeah, just no big deal. I have a big mouth and a big brain. That's about it. So,
Big brain on
breath.
breath.
This Pulp Fiction bring back there. So, well,
Okay.
I hope people got to watch, and if not, we're going to post this everywhere for people to watch.
Okay.
And I do apologize again for the technical difficulties, and we'll continue to work on correcting a lot of those. And the stream, I think I kind of know what happened with that, so we'll definitely get that information out there, and we will start to broadcast this from the Facebook site and hopefully get up some comments and some interaction and really allow people to see what's going on. And then not only, like I said, doing general Alderman meeting review, which obviously doesn't take that long in a lot of cases. Also hoping to get some interviews with some local folks. So
Okay, so how often are we doing this?
at a minimum, within a few days after the Alderman meeting, so depending on our days off and stuff, somewhere between Thursday and Sunday after the meeting, we'll definitely put those events up in advance with the proper links once we figure all that out.
Okay.
And then I don't know, we're going to get some emails out in the next few days and hopefully get some interviews going. So, and
Cool.
some of them may not be live, some of them may be taped, and then we'll post them at a later date. But we hope to do the vast majority of this live, so people can participate, do comments, and all of that. And again, the YouTube thing is where we want to do it because we'll be able to get more interaction. We just need to figure out how to get the word out a lot better using YouTube. So
We'll get there. I don't think YouTube stars were stars overnight.
no, I don't
mean,
think they were.
I don't know how long Justin Bieber was singing songs on YouTube before Usher found him, but I'm assuming it wasn't like the first time he was
Should
on
I
there.
sing then?
No. You
Dance?
should not. No, thank you.
Whistle?
Sure. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Nemeth.
Thank you, Mrs. Nema. So, thank you everybody for watching. I'm going to see if we can do the outro. I called it. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but we're going to give it a shot here. We have to, what do I got to do? So then we have to turn this to remove. And let's see.